Greetings, welcome. Thanks for joining me for this reading for the full moon in Libra coming up on the 28th, which is the Saturday here in Aotearoa. So this is an interesting time. It's been the last couple of weeks has been, I think, and it does feel like things are speeding up, and it does feel like we've come like a full circle really as we go into Aries season. So let's just shuffle up here. I'm just looking at, today we're doing a general housekeeping sort of spread. So we're looking at current energies around this full moon in Libra, and it is a collective reading, a global reading for the community. So it's not going to resonate with everybody out there, but let's just see if it does. Please do like, share and subscribe because it helps me to keep things chugging along here. So let's just see. We're looking at current energies. We're looking at our choices at this time of the full moon. We're looking at potential obstacles, which I always say can be advantages as well, and traits for ease at this time, and maybe an extra card this time round at the end the sage is getting a bit out of control, an extra card as we move forward into along towards the new moon that will come after this full moon. So let's just, I'll just have a wee drink. What else? There's a lot of different planetary things happening at the moment, and I'm not an astrologer, but I do highly recommend Nightlight Astrology on YouTube, and Anastasia, Cosmic Astrologer, who's in Melbourne, I believe. They're both really pretty amazing. So, and I will put some links in at some point. So let's just get stuck into it. I hope you're all well out there. So let's look at the current energies for this up and coming full moon in Libra, please. If we can have a card to chump. Yes, we do. We have the Wheel of Fortune, a pretty amazing representation of the Wheel of Fortune in this Thoth deck. Look, this is obviously it's a whole new beginning. It is the beginning of the astrological year. Wheel of Fortune, you know, sometimes we're having a good spin, sometimes we're not having such a good spin, but we know it keeps going around and around. But let's just get these cards out, and then I'll talk about them a little bit more in the way that I see them and what is going on. So with this beautiful Wheel of Fortune, can we have a card for choice, please? Card for choice, please, at this time. Get a card for potential obstacles at this time. Yes, it's all starting to make sense, sort of. Traits for ease, please, at this time of this beautiful bearer of the scales, this full moon. And Venus is, it's coming up, isn't it? Venus star point, Venus. There's all sorts of interesting stuff happening up there. Traits for ease. So we'll stick with this. We will go back through, as I say, and clarify these cards. So, I don't know what impressions you've been having during this week, as this week continues, and also of last week, which on the reverberating with the with the new moon that was in Pisces, I think I was getting this massive thing about riding with the, imaginal world, with one's imagination, ideas, inspiration and muse and all of that. And that's great. Personally, I've spent the whole week really ill, kind of. Anyway, that's not about that. This is not about that. But nevertheless, ill with a bad cold, but having some kind of interesting insights into my own illusionary world, really, on a personal level. So I'd be interested to hear what people out there, what's been happening in that sense for you in the last week. So we start with the current energies, the Wheel of Fortune. It's pretty clear here. We can choose to continue on the path that we're on where we're at. I think collectively things are speeding up. They have been speeding up for the last month, and this is a whole new, really, it is a whole new cycle. It's a whole new epoch. We'll get some more information in regards to this. Our choices here at this time, and we all know the full moon's sort of, a culmination time, a time where things are revealed. A time traditionally of seeing elements of fruition or feeling that they are happening. Our choice position here, it's incredibly inspired. There's so many ideas flying around, blasting forth. There's so many, these ideas may not have obviously come into form yet with the Ace of Wands. It's a very impassioned card. It's a very inspiring, creative card. And it indicates that this is a gift. It is coming down. It's been presented to you. All we need to do is see it and run with the ball. It's autumn down. Well, it's the beginning of autumn down here in the southern hemisphere, and I always find that this time of the year is really pretty rich in terms of being inspired, of feeling that in this climate here, the cyclical turning of the season. I find that really inspiring and kind of really hopeful. So this Ace of Wands is a wonderful gift that's available to us. The slate has been cleared in some ways. We've got the opportunity to begin a whole new cycle, being guided and inspired, and running with this amazing ace, because it is sort of like the baton. Let's take the baton, let's run with it. Potential obstacles are really just thought forms, belief systems, or our own personal habits of what goes on in our mind, whatever that is, repetitive habits. The Prince of Swords is a wonderful card, but slightly undirected. As you can see down here, he is being pulled along like on a merry dance in some ways, in many and varied directions. He doesn't necessarily have a focus or a target, and maybe that's just the way it has to be at the moment. But sometimes we can go round and round in circles forever. These little creatures that are pulling him along, are in fact described as like these little thought forms, as little fairies that are pulling him left, right and centre, here, there and everywhere. and the nature of the nature of that means that we can go around and round in circles. We want to get our bearings here so that on this next journey here, that we're going in a direction that we feel is truly beneficial. I think it's a good idea to be thinking outside of the square at this time. This is the feeling that I get from this reading. And so the Prince appears as a potential obstacle. And what is the obstacle? Well, it's just sort of been pulled in any direction without really achieving a lot along the way. Now, it's not, everything is not all about achievement, but it's good to have a particular direction or goal in mind, isn't it? So maybe that's something to think about in terms of potential obstacles. But then again, as I said earlier, maybe it is sometimes something that we need to do. It is more of an adolescent card, of course. It is something that we do when we're younger to really ascertain the direction in which we want to go at this point, and that can change anyway. So, and that's not solely an adolescent way of working with the world. It can be something that occurs in our lives over and over again at different periods. So it's kind of interesting. Then, then we get traits for ease. Wow, it couldn't really be any better than the 9 of Cups. Let yourself feel to your fullest emotional depth, and also know that that you are in many respects emotionally independent with this card. I always feel with the 9s that there's this really strong independent feeling about the 9s, and traditionally we see that little person with the 9 cups in a semicircle above the figure. We know what we have. We're experiencing it right at this time, and it's good to encourage yourself to appreciate. They don't have to be big major things that make you feel good. Oh, I thought I just saw something there. They don't have to be big major things, but see the beauty, see the joy in the simplest things. And certainly at this change of season in the Northern Hemisphere, we'll be shouting hurrah for some springtime, no doubt. So here, traits for ease, this 9 of Cups, emotional independence, no reason why you can't direct your Prince of Swords a little bit more effectively. Just something to keep in mind. Now, we'll just get an extra card to add on to this as we're moving forward into, as we move forward into beyond the full moon, into those first 2 weeks heading into the new moon. So we get here, with the 4, this is the 4 of discs, very strong. Oh, there we go. Very strong card, very stable, secure. It's a position of strength here. I mean, you can see this as an aerial view of a very solid, strong structure. There is one way in and one way out. One way in and one way out. And of course, often we can see the 4 of discs the figure holding all his discs so close, or her discs so close, not wanting to let them go. There's something wonderful about security and stability, of course, but we really need to know that things move, things change, and we can be secure. We can have quite incredible levels of security within ourselves. Anyway, wherever we happen to be, but it is largely about perspective. It's also, unless we let go, the beauty of strength, of this kind of strength, as with everything, it has its polarities. And the thing with it is, we need to utilize it, and we need to understand that because things are fleeting. Sometimes we need to let go of a few things in order to keep this wheel turning in whatever is the most beneficial way that it can turn for us. So I'm just going to go through and we'll get some clarification at the end. I will get a journey map card and a pixie and fairy card because I like that. And in fact, I haven't used my animal cards, but I might pull an animal card as well, just for something different. So let's see, the Wheel of Fortune, please, in current energies. The Wheel of Fortune. Wow. We get lovers, the lovers. Maybe it's sort of if we looked at it in very basic sort of straight up terms, we see these two lovers. Maybe for someone out there, this full moon in Libra, it is a time, it's a pretty lovely feeling about it. It could be the time of new connections and romantic connections with this ace. The ace is it can be a very sexual card because it's will, it's force, it's chi. It's life force and everything that comes with that. So with the Wheel of Fortune in our current situation, current energies, we get the lovers. This in itself is a card of choice also. It's a card of choice. We're going to begin a new cycle. We're going to take the chance, just let a few things go, open our heart up a little bit more to allow this new, beautiful new thing in. For some people, it may be new love, intimacy, levels of connection, so that's pretty beautiful, I think. Ace of Wands, please, in the card, in the position, I should say. Excuse me, Ace of Wands, position of choice. And the Wheel of Fortune and the lovers is really choice. Maybe this is what's around us, the choice. Let something go, as I said before. As I said before with the Four of Discs, this holding on, it can be. Choice, ace, gift, amazing, creativity, all of that. Choice, 10 of Wands. Lay down the burden, what you don't need. Get ready, get set, go. This is what I'm hearing. Lay down anything that's really not useful or has been holding you back here. There's balance in these cards. There is I do feel that the choice is to let some things go here. You know, we put restrictions around ourselves. We put restrictions on those things that burden us sometimes, so that it turns into being this incredible fortress of peeling away all the layers to understand and therefore to be able to release it. This is really, it's quite challenging stuff. But maybe we just need to let go. And then this little prince duty suddenly has an epiphany and realizes that he's just going all over the place. You know, this seems to be the general narrative today, which is sort of interesting. Rebalance. It is, in effect, rebalance, isn't it? So let's see. Go away, little fly. The door's open. Fly outside. Let's see. Prince of Swords here in the position of obstacles. Certainly an advantage, though, sometimes, when we don't want to be pinned down too much. But I guess the general ideal at any time is to sort of go with one's own flow, isn't it? To maintain a balance is the thing in everything, which is really challenging. But I think it's necessary. Here we get the card of judgment, balance, rejigging, past, present, and future. We are aware of all at once, as if we have got a 360-degree viewpoint, as if we've seen this circular period, because it does feel like that to me, this circular period unfold, and here we are 12 months later at this point. What do we want to do with this? I mean, what do we want to act? How do we want to act upon this? You know, is the thing. We don't want to go around in another circle, even though if it's like a repeat, do we? I don't think so. That's just what I'm getting from this. So yeah, Judgment's a wonderful card. And I do think of it like it is a realization that you can see past, present, and future all at one point in time. Time is not linear, of course. Interesting. So we get to traits for ease, the beautiful, beautiful nine of cups, radiant cups, beautiful cups, secure. Tendency to be complacent, but we're not going there, right? We've got this amazing capacity to feel our own emotional depth and independence. Well, that was lucky I just saw that. Excuse me. Look, I have been having a few issues today, so hopefully this isn't annoying. Here we go. So let's see the 9 of Cups. Let's clarify the 9 of Cups. Looks like there's a lot going on. There's always a lot going on, isn't there? The 9 of Cups, please. Right. Yeah, we're appreciating what we can see, what we've got in our worlds, in our individual spaces, in our body space, literally, as well. We're understanding from, I always say, from the micro to the macro. We appreciate what we can. With the 9 of Cups, we get the 5 of Cups. So we see here, yes, we understand melancholy. Yes, we understand loss, disappointment, all of that kind of thing. But I always look at it like, yeah, we do. But we also understand that these two cups behind us are full and beautiful, and we're not looking at them. This 9 really is a directive to look at the positives in our lives, to look at the simple things that sustain us, really. And I was watching this documentary. I won't go on about it, but it was a particular tribal group in the Himalayas, in a very remote part of the Himalayas. And it just struck me that, yeah, there is all those traditional things, and, that seem so alien to our sort of Western cultural development. But it was just amazing that the connections, that the life was so hard, but it was like people just really seemed to find, happiness in the simplest things. I'm not being condescending here about it. I thought it was just a really nice reminder that, we've become so neurotic, and I'm not, it's not a put down on people's mental health issues at all, but if you've got shelter and comfort and food and connections, strong connections with people, we just sometimes, even at the worst of times, it's the best time to come back in and to look at those things and say, well, yeah, look, I'm really lucky. I'm really thankful for that. And I want to be thankful for those things, even when the cupboard's empty, which is probably the hardest time to be, looking at the smaller things in your life that you appreciate, the simple things. Anyway, I digress. So we have the 5 of Cups, the 9 of Cups. We understand this, and look, it's really good to appreciate the simple things. Keep going. We're looking at the 4 of Discs, which is just a card for moving forward into post full moon, the reverberations of that. And we had the 4 of Discs, a very strong kind of structured card. An idea of maybe letting go of some of that with the Ace of Wands and the 10 of Wands together. In some ways, our choice is a whole new cycle. In the choice position, it is a whole new cycle, because we've come from the divine gift of the Ace to the end of the suit. The choice is to really start again, a new beginning. We rebalance and we start again. This is what I'm getting from this reading. And the 4 of Discs, please. Moving forward, yeah. And it's, we get the Knight of Pentacles with the 4 of Discs. As we move forward, very methodically. The Knight of Pentacles is a very, it's kind of a slow chipping away card, but it is also, in fact, a card of management. And like any new beginnings, any new spins of the wheel of life, we start out slowly. When we look at the 4 and say, well, this is a wonderful stable card, but sometimes we need to let certain things go. We don't have to do that all at once. It's like it can be a gradual thing, of course, a gradual thing, and somewhat organic as well, which I find is a nice way to put it. On the bottom of the card, we have the wonderful generosity card of the Six of Coins, the Six of Discs, mutual giving and receiving. I just think that's really lovely. Let's get a journey map. We'll get a journey map and, excuse me, we'll get this beautiful, they're so gorgeous. The animal spirit cards. Excuse me. Yeah, look, we get the new epoch. The new epoch. It is a whole new beginning. It could be very specific for someone out there, but it could very well be that there is new connections, elements of romantic connections coming with this beautiful Libran full moon. And it's oh look, I'm still a little bit snuffly, but I know Venus and obviously Aries and Mars is in Gemini. Look, there are all these really amazing things going on at the moment. New epoch. It really says it all, doesn't it? And let's get, what are we doing? Let's get a pixie and fairy, and then we'll get a pixie and fairy card, and then an animal card to top that off. Just a wee pixie and fairy. Beautiful. Iris of the rainbows. Clearing any sort of mist, fog. Suddenly the sun comes through. And there's Iris. We see potentials at the end of rainbows now. And it is a card also. It is a card also of, these little arrows of love. Maybe we're getting a kind of cosmic love injection around this full moon in Libran time. But this is what the cards are saying today. Beautiful. Iris of the Rainbows is a beautiful card. It's like the Eight of Wands. It's like pull, 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 pull. New information, new clarity. And I think when we've had the clarity of judgment, we can't really allow our little thought forms to take us on too many merry dances. Not for too long anyway. Because we've got business. We've got big business to attend. That's what it's looking like. These beautiful animal spirit cards. Kim Cran's, amazing artist. Really amazing. I love her work. Let's get one little animal spirit card. Can you tell us? Can you just top this off? Oh, look. It couldn't be. You can't make these cards jump. We get the butterfly. It just is what it says it is. It's a beautiful, airy element. And it's about transformation. We all know this. The juices, the gluggy juices, the sticky alchemical process that's going on in that chrysalid. And here we have this beautiful transformation. And it's a glorious thing. Glorious. Thank you for joining me today at the Lightroom Forecast. Thanks so much. The astrological readings will be up by the end of tomorrow, which is Tuesday. Tuesday the, is it the 25th? Is it? No, it's the 24th here, 24th of March, sorry. So they'll be up then. Thanks for joining me. Take good care and enjoy this beautiful full moon time. Thanks again. Cheery now. Bye.